Hey everyone, it's Cyrano, and today I'm going to take a review on a new game called Red Faction Armageddon. And normally I'm not a big Red Faction fan, and I usually wait for them to get to the bargain bin. But after watching the little mini-series on Sci-Fi, I was just in the mood. So I went out and bought Red Faction Armageddon, and it's surprisingly a lot of fun. And that's something I'd like to talk about as well. Good old-fashioned fun. Like, I have a lot of fun playing RPGs, shooters or whatever, but sometimes it's too methodical. This is the first time in a long time when playing this game where I've just forgotten what the time is, because I've just been having so much fun blowing the crap out of all these buildings. As you can see in this video, the building distraction is phenomenal, and almost everything that is non-terrain is destroyable. And this is what half the fun is. Normally in a game like Call of Duty or something, you go around, you'll have a rifle, you'll shoot guys, and in almost every enemy you kill in the most predictable way. Here you can use a gun to take out people, but you also have that option of grabbing out a rocket launcher and just blowing the whole building up instead. Watch this. Look at this. Freaking awesome. Now, in Red Faction Armageddon, it's not like Red Faction Guerrilla where you had sort of a Grand Theft Auto type thing. This is going back to the roots of the game, where this one's third person instead of first person, and you know what, it doesn't really bother me so much. It gives you more of that, you can sit back and watch everything be destroyed more comfortably in a third person view than you can in a first person, I think. In a first person view you sort of take things on too tactically. And another thing here with the graphics, when every building gets destroyed, it looks beautiful because every building is very well rendered. The game on the PC here uses DirectX 11 and it pulls out all the stops. Everything is sharp. I've just been blown away by the quality of this. This here is a boss, and it can be pretty nasty, especially on the higher difficulties. Now, well, there's no cover, and what you can do in this game, what makes it so remarkable, is after destroying everything, is you can rebuild it. So as you can see here, I'm rebuilding all the defences to stand behind. Now, you might think, okay, this is a game about blowing things up, what's so good about rebuilding them? Well, when you're rebuilding them, is you can just go mad and blow this shit out of every bridge, every building, without having to worrying about getting stuck in a level and never being able to continue it. As you can see, I'm purposely going out of my way to blow the shit out of this bridge, and the enemies can't run over to me, because I know that I can just rebuild it without any worries. And while a game like this would have worked wonderfully as a co-op game with 2 players, I can see why it's not so, because with so much destruction going on, what if a fellow person was sitting on that bridge and lava was underneath? In those cases he would have just died. But in the case of a single player game, you can just go crazy and blow the shit out of everything, and you won't be penalised for it. And rebuilding looks so beautiful as well. The texture quality here is really high. The post-processing effects are fantastic. And the story in this game isn't very remarkable. It's a pretty standard sci-fi romp, but there is a very high degree of work done in this game. From the graphics, the voice acting is all top-notch. And the story, while it's not amazing, it's not bad either. It gets everything going. And as a complete package, it just works very well. It can get a bit repetitive because some of the enemies are just bloody crazy. Like, I have not seen in a long time a game, since maybe Unreal Tournament or the original Unreal even, where you're attacking AI creatures and they're just jumping out of the way like crazy, and you really have to concentrate to try and hit some of these guys. Now this here is the magnet gun, and it's one of the most awesome things about the geometry damaging system in this game is The magnet gun you apply to 2 places, and once you hit the second place, everything from the first place goes flying over there. And that can be buildings, and it can be monsters, so you can get 2 monsters to hit each other and explode. Now, for a multiplayer mode, you have about 15 to 20 maps of survival mode. Now, anyone who's played Killing Spree on the PC or Gears of War on the console will know exactly what this is, and it is a lot of fun. But on the PC, I found the matchmaking to be pretty average. There wasn't really many people playing it. So if you're going to look for this to be the mainstay of your gaming experience with this game, you're going to want to make sure that you've got your friends playing this game as well, because you won't find random people to play it with, at least on the PC. When you do find people to play it with, it's a hell of a lot of fun. It can be quite difficult as well, especially on the high difficulties. You have to move around a lot. As you can see, these are some of the alien creatures, and they jump from walls to walls, they crawl towards you. What is wonderful about this game is there is a huge variety of enemies to fight. They're not just foot soldiers with guns or rocket launchers, and that's about it. As you should normally get in your normal shooter. You've got heaps of alien types here, and they all have different things that they do. Also, the gun selection, huge gun selection, but you can only have 4 at a time. Generally, you want something that takes out buildings, like a rocket launcher. Here, I've got some sort of futuristic grenade launcher, which came with a collector's edition, which just disintegrates everything in its spot. And you've got pistols, you've got rifles, you've got sniper rifles, you've got rocket launchers, grenade launchers, flamethrowers. The list doesn't end. There's even some weird, funky creature thing, which will probably come up soon in this video. But with the different variety of creatures, the different variety of guns, it gives you a lot to play around with. And because of that, everyone can customize it to their own sort of play style. I always love having a sort of machine gun, a rifle sort of gun, so I've always got that with me. The magnet gun, I love the magnet gun, but I got sick and tired of it after a while and just wanted to go with some normal guns just for a standard shooting type of game. But every now and then I'd pop out the magnet gun because it was just a hell of a lot of fun. And every time one of these waves ends, you start off with no weapons and it unlocks others. Now, there's another mode called Ruin Mode where you have a level and you have to pretty much destroy as much as you can in 1 minute. And you will get... this gun here is a black hole generator. It's just awesome. Anyway, you've got to destroy as much as you can in this mode. And there's an online leaderboard, so it can be fun if you want to try and max out other people's scores online, and you love that sort of thing. This mode's for it. I don't think there's much life in it. For as long as the other modes, you can do a lot more in the other modes. But if you're one of those crazy people who just loves to have the highest score, this is the mode for you. With the black hole generator, though, the destruction's a bit too controlled. It's nothing like a rocket launcher. As you can see, it disintegrates everything around in that little whole area. It's pretty methodical. So, my favourite thing about destroying buildings is blowing the legs off these buildings and then seeing them topple over. But with a black hole generator, you don't get that sort of effect. Look at that! Parts of the building just fall into the ground. Now, with the game's graphics, they're sharp, textures are good, sounds are good. You have regenerating health like any other shooter, and what you've got is this GPS system here. It just directs you where to go next, so you can never get lost. And while there aren't a lot of differentiates in the graphics, it's all pretty red, grey, or black. It does feel like Mars. It really feels like a game, and you can go through this alien area right now. It just feels creepy, and the shadow work is fantastic. And while you might be busy fighting the enemies, your flashlight can come on when you're in a dark area automatically without you having to press the button or anything, which I think is a fantastic addition to any FPS. Look at this, see the flashlight straight on as I go into a dark area. I don't have to screw around with it, and it just makes perfect sense. And look at these enemies, they're jumping around like crazy, not just standing there waiting to be shot like most people. This here is just your standard rifle. Doesn't really have much of a zoom, but one shot kills pretty much. So you have to have pretty good aim for it. Yeah, maybe I'm sick and tired of them jumping on everything and jumping to where they want, so you destroy the buildings that they're using to support the thing. Another thing about this game is you've got these force-like powers where you can set up barriers of defense around you, you can do force pushes and that sort of thing, which blow everything away from in front of you. And there's this bloody weird-ass creature here. It's some sort of unicorn which farts out death rays. I don't know if that's a collector's edition thing or what, but it's deadly and it's hilarious. Look at this. You don't get this in the normal game. I only got this when playing through it a second time. It's like some sort of god mode thing. I don't know what. It's just freaking hell. Not normally the sort of thing I use, but it's hilarious once in a while, I guess. As you can see here, these guys too close to me, just use the force push in and throw them away. So, as you can see, it's not just that easy to go around just shooting people like you would in another game like Call of Duty or something. You have to actually concentrate quite a lot. Enemies here will spawn unlimitedly until you kill their spawn bases, which are up there, which can be a bit annoying because sometimes it feels like they just keep coming. But you are meant to be fighting an alien menace, so if you'd be underground breeding for the last 100 years, wouldn't you have a hell of a lot of creatures to attack the player with? Yes. Yes, you would. You can run out of ammo for your guns quite often, but you have 4 different types of guns, and the magnet gun has unlimited ammo. So I never found myself running out of complete ammo. So while there is a bit of a survivability there, you can't use one gun, your favourite gun or whatever, for the whole time. You actually have to move around between 2 or 3. And this is good when trying to use the right weapon for the right situation. Like a shotgun in this game, like many shotguns in most games, are completely useless. But in this game, it's great. This is Cyrano, and thanks for watching.